In today's world, with the internet allowing for information to spread worldwide with immediate effect, there are plenty of ways a film can be stupidly spoiled. But even before the emergence of the internet, when anyone associated with a movie had to work so much harder to accidentally reveal something important, it still happened, folks, sometimes spectacularly. So I am Gareth, this is What Culture, and here are 10 huge movie twists hilariously spoiled in stupid ways. Number 10, Tom Hardy's hat, Spider-Man No Way Home. Anyone involved in an MCU production is sworn to keep their mouths well and truly shut. So much so that Owen Wilson was given a strike 1 just for mentioning that his character had a mustache in the run-up to Loki's release on Disney+. They do not mess around. However, for Spider-Man No Way Home, things ramped up even more. It may have been the worst kept secret in Hollywood that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were going to make an appearance, but this was still never technically confirmed before the release. Another cameo that featured in John Watt's third Spider-Man film, though, was Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock, making a crossover from the SSU. That's Sony's Spider-Man universe, in case you didn't know. He only appeared in a post-credit scene, but it was a moment that could potentially have huge ramifications further down the line, as Eddie left just a spatter of symbiote behind on Earth 616 before heading home. This would have been a shocking moment had his appearance not already been spoiled on social media beforehand. Reportedly first being posted by director and stunt coordinator Lin O'Ding, an image made the rounds that showed Hardy sporting a Spider-Man No Way Home production baseball cap, in an environment in which secrecy is taken so seriously. It seems absolutely insane that Hardy would wear the hat before the film released, let alone actually pose for a picture. What did he think would happen? Maybe he just didn't give a damn. What's your favorite MCU cameo of all time? Was it Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock or something else? You let me know in the comment section down below. Number 9, showing the last scene, Nightmare Alley. Talk shows can often prove to be difficult for actors to navigate when on a press tour. The whole point is to promote a particular movie, and so there will always be questions raised about it. It's just a matter of treading that fine line of garnering interest without giving away spoilers. The marketing team failed spectacularly in this when Bradley Cooper was a guest star on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert back in 2022, promoting Nightmare Alley. Bizarrely, it was decided the best thing to do would be to show the whole world the very last scene of the entire piece. During the actor's interview, he speaks of how important this scene was, how they were worried they wouldn't capture it, and that it was the culmination of a lot of events throughout the story itself. That's a bit of an understatement, really. It's the final scene of the whole thing. So when Bradley Cooper says a lot of the movie led toward it, what he actually means is that literally everything led toward it. If it was such a huge deal, something that clearly a lot of passion was poured into and that meant a lot to both Bradley Cooper and director Guillermo del Toro, why give it away for free on a talk show, thereby spoiling the entire thing? Number 8, too much information from a casting announcement, Argyle. No one likes to see it, but Matthew Vaughn's Argyle has recently been garnering attention for all the wrong reasons, primarily thanks to its poor box office performance. Low numbers in regards to both box office returns and Rotten Tomatoes scores aren't the only issues Argyle has come up against recently, though, as it turns out that the big twist of the story was actually spoiled 3 years ago. And if you've not seen the movie already, well, you've clicked on a spoilers list, so prepare yourself. The film's story revolves largely around Bryce Dallas Howard's author, Ellie Conway, who becomes targeted by a secret intelligence organization as her novels hold an uncomfortable amount of truth. It is eventually revealed, to the supposed shock of the audience, that she is in reality a brainwashed agent of the Division, Rachel Kyle. R. Kyle equals Argyle, get it? Rachel's suppressed memories had been leaking into her work, as she subconsciously wrote about her forgotten past. It's confusing, certainly, but not in the least bit surprising to anyone who actually paid attention when the cast was first announced back in 2021. Though the reveal of her real identity was supposed to be a secret, Howard's character was described as a best-selling spy novelist who turns out to be a world-class spy suffering from amnesia. 3 years later, the movie tried to make a twist out of what had already been released as common knowledge. Number 7, Burger King toy, Shrek. Before the days of social media, or even the internet in general, there were still ways to spoil movies before they'd even come out. One such way that has been ruining twists for over 2 decades is merchandising, such as toys released before the film that completely give away some of its biggest moments. As part of a marketing campaign for the upcoming Shrek in 2001, Burger King ran a promotion in which kids could collect 9 different toys, including Shrek's pop-up picnic, Wisecracking Donkey, and Dragon's treasure treats. Nothing unusual in this, right? Apart from the Magic Makeover Fiona toy, which could switch between the character's human and ogre forms. Oh. The obvious issue here is that Fiona's true identity wasn't supposed to be common knowledge before the film came out, and it was instead meant to be a big twist that, after everything, she was an ogre too. Yes, the opportunity to market toys off the back of blockbusters with the franchise potential of Shrek is almost unparalleled, and studios would be stupid not to try and capitalize on it. But at least wait until the movie's out, right? Number 6, Will Smith ruined the ending, I Am Legend. The ending of Francis Lawrence's I Am Legend from 2007 gained notoriety for all the wrong reasons. While Richard Matheson's source material ended with a genuinely thought-provoking turn of events that asked certain questions about humanity, the movie opted to go for the thoughtless explosion and CGI path instead. Equally thoughtless was when the star of the show, Will Smith, managed to reveal the entire ending at a press event in Tokyo. Now, it is easy for an actor to get caught out by a question or to accidentally slip up and let a spoiler out. And here, the man who portrayed Robert Neville managed to spill the secrets of the picture's dramatic ending. Oh, Will. As Smith was talking to those in attendance in Japan, producer and screenwriter Akiva Goldsman shouted to not give away the ending, but it was too late, and the entire audience had to be persuaded not to reveal the same secrets Smith had spilled. It's just lucky this happened in 2007 and not in today's social media-driven world, as this would have gone viral within minutes. Technically, it could be argued that the ending of any novel adaptation is almost pre-spoiled by default, as it's there for anybody to read. But I Am Legend deviated so much from Matheson's original ending that this didn't really apply here, until Will Smith opened his damn mouth. Cheers for watching this video today. Hit that subscribe button down below for more What Culture in your life. Number 5, Dwayne Johnson welcomes Superman home, Black Adam. If the return of 2 Spider-Men was the worst-kept cinematic secret of 2021, then Henry Cavill's return as Superman in Black Adam took the title in 2022. Dwayne Johnson has always been very vocal about how he fought for Black Adam, his passion project, for over 15 years. Johnson also made no secret of the fact that he wanted his character to square up against Superman and change the power dynamic of the entire DCEU. But after waiting for so long to release the damn movie, Dwayne managed to confirm its biggest twist just days before it released. Rocky. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight just 8 days before Black Adam's worldwide release, despite clearly trying not to utter the Man of Steel's name, The Rock welcomed Superman home. Though Cavill's return to the role would ultimately last no longer than that post-credit cameo in Black Adam, and though it had been heavily hinted at in the build-up to the film, surely this moment would have been more effective had Johnson not outright spoiled it with just a week to go. What a silly Johnson. Number 4, the trash compactor escape, Toy Story 3. Is there a more harrowing scene in the history of Disney than Andy's toys staring into the fiery abyss at the end of Toy Story 3? Simba trying to wake up Mufasa after the stampede in The Lion King was bad, yeah, but seeing Woody and Buzz embrace their end with each other was something else entirely. Toy Story 3 offered a perfect ending to the franchise as the heroes eventually survived, though that ending has since been undermined by sequels. But the truth is, the moment was spoiled by a Lego set before the movie even released. The set wouldn't have been called Trash Compactor Escape if they didn't escape from the trash compactor, now would it? You could argue that Toy Story is a kids' film franchise and that no one ever truly believed that the toys would die, but how many people going into Up thought they'd see the devastating things they saw in the opening 10 minutes? I know I didn't. Regardless, the tension was palpable at the end of Toy Story 3, but those in the center of the Lego Toy Story fan Venn diagram would not have felt it. This was even the biggest thing the toy spoiled either, as it clearly painted Lotso in a villainous light too, something that was a big reveal after he was introduced as a seemingly lovable and cuddly toy. Number 3, tweeting the last page of the script, Creed. When it comes to marketing, social media has become something of a double-edged sword. Sure, it opens opportunities to get messages across to the masses in an unprecedented way, but there is nothing to stop an actor from dropping the ball and revealing to those same masses something they really shouldn't have. It's a difficult line to walk, as excitement to post updates on a movie can lead to spoilers, particularly when those on the internet will scrutinize every millimeter of every post to see if something can be deciphered. Even the most innocent and seemingly innocuous posts can backfire. Or alternatively, Sylvester Stallone could literally post a picture of the final page of the Creed scripts for all to see. As a spin-off from the iconic Rocky franchise, Creed was highly anticipated, and so to celebrate finishing his writing process, Stallone posted a picture on social media that, whether accidentally or intentionally, featured the final page of the script. Simply flipping the picture upside down and zooming in allowed any of the actor's almost 3 million followers to discover that Michael B. Jordan's Adonis Creed would win his big fight, and also that Rocky himself would end up battling cancer. Spoiling 2 of the movie's biggest plot points in just one Twitter post is almost impressive. Number 2. Qui-Gon's funeral, Star Wars Episode 1: The Phantom Menace. The excitement and anticipation for the release of Star Wars Episode 1: The Phantom Menace in 1999 was nothing short of Herculean, and may never be matched. In the years before Disney pumped out Star Wars content at a rate of knots, this was to be the first movie in the franchise for 16 years. Can you imagine waiting that long now? With the exception of a handful of characters headlined by the likes of the younger versions of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker, the film was to have an almost entirely new cast too, including Liam Neeson's Qui-Gon Jinn. Obi-Wan's master has long been credited as one of the strongest aspects of what many see as overall a poor Star Wars outing, with his death acting as one of the more powerful moments. However, anyone who purchased the soundtrack to the film, released a month before the movie, knew not to get too attached to this particular Jedi Master. Track 15 on the CD was titled Qui-Gon's Noble End, followed by High Council's meeting and Qui-Gon's funeral. How is it possible that no one realized what a bad idea this was? Number 1. Live streaming the first 10 minutes, Thor Ragnarok. It must be difficult to be an actor trying to keep spoilers safe, particularly when journalists and interviewers are asking the same questions and constantly trying to get you to trip up and reveal something big. Avoiding such pitfalls is a skill that some have developed more than others, and just about everyone has developed more than Mark Ruffalo. Poor Mark Ruffalo. The MCU mainstay has been around in the franchise since 2012, and has spoiled the devastating end of Infinity War. He spoiled the fact that Steve Rogers ultimately married Peggy Carter, but worst and most hilariously of all, he actually live-streamed the first 10 minutes of an early Thor Ragnarok screening. As the actor explained on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, he was asked by Marvel to do a live stream on social media, something that he had never done before. He did it just the same because he's a pro, and had some fun behind the scenes, but failed to turn it off before the movie presentation actually began. Despite his phone buzzing countless times, because Mark Ruffalo is a stand-up human, he didn't get it out while at the cinema. Instead, he had to be told 10 minutes in that he had been streaming the whole thing to millions of people for free. It's a wonder Kevin Feige didn't cut the Hulk out of the MCU there and then.